everyone. Lauren here. Get my co-host and DJ.
Hello, hello. Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome.
Kudos on your first song choice, Alex. I put the pressure on him today.
Yeah, I feel like I took all the credit for the second choice as well.
It's okay.
It was Lauren.
It's okay.
I'm happy to take the credit.
Just go for it. It's fine. Well, thank you guys all for being here. We appreciate you joining us this is our 6th town hall gathering.
Yeah.
So Alex is our new co-host. Say hi, Alex.
Hey, everyone. Hey, I'm Alex. I head up design at Session, based in London, where we're having some really nice weather for the past week. So super pumped about that. But yeah, it's been a while, right, since we did one of these, and I'm super excited to talk about some of the updates. They are pretty unreal. Although I say unreal, I mean really real. Like we have
literal.
Evidence. Yeah,
it's happening.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're excited to have you co-hosting here, and you can see August, our other offstage co-host. So we're demoing all of Session in real time here. He can. That's actually one of our new features. Sneak peek. Offstage hosts can now confetti in a webinar theme. And for those of you who have been to a town hall, we don't call these webinars, before, I'm Lauren, I run marketing. It's nice to see you again. And for those of you that are new, welcome. So let's take a quick poll actually before we get started. We have our emoji bar down at the bottom. If you have been to a town hall before, throw your heart eye emojis. Okay. We've got some repeats. Awesome. And then if this is your first time joining us, throw a little thumbs up, the classic. Cool. All right. So we love hosting these because not only is it a great way for us to connect with those of you that are in the community, so we appreciate you being here, but also it acts as a nice demo for those of you that just want a little brush up on what is available in the session and kind of how we think about running our own. And we use it also mainly to educate you about everything that we've been working on. So as Alex said, it's been 5 weeks since our last one, which is an eternity in session time. So we have lots of cool things to run through with you today. But here's a quick agenda. I'll run through a few things first. I'll keep it quick because I know you guys are interested in the product updates themselves. But for those of you that are new, I always like to take a step back and say, Session is an interactive webinar and meetings platform. That's a super broad set of use cases that it can cover. And so when folks say, how can I actually use Session? I like to ask them, well, what's your goal? First is, we generally see, I want to generate demand for my business. And so we see folks using it for things like webinars, pitch meetings, product demos, video podcasts. The second category of goals that we see or objectives is really around nurturing community. And so I think of what we're doing now, a town hall is underneath that category. It's really just to build relationships and connection with all of you. And so we see town halls like this, other types of community events, AMAs, fireside chats, even office hours. The third objective we see is I want to improve my training. And if you think about a lot of the trainings you do online, it's really hard to pay attention in some video experiences just based on kind of the technology itself. Sometimes it's the content, of course, but think about, onboarding use cases, whether that's for new hires or for new customers, training and enablement. I said customer onboarding already, but lastly, we'll jump to think of, enhancing communications is something that you do internally. So all hands, we use them for our own internal events. And so all hands socials, even interviews. So think about if you could actually represent your brand during the interview process while you're, doing video interviews. It'd be pretty cool. So that's kind of to spark some creativity. If you were kind of struggling with thinking about how you could potentially use Session, it's kind of limitless, but these will give you a little bit of areas of focus depending on what you're trying to achieve. All right, next, quick update. We have introduced a new plan for Session. So we heard from a lot of our users that they're always using us for meetings, which obviously we're built to do. And so what we have rolled out is a new plan, which starts at $9 a month, and that's the annual rate. And it includes up to 25 live attendees, extended duration, so up to 90 minutes per session, 50 hours of storage, and then more features. So breakout groups, custom logos, and domain whitelisting. Ooh, thank you, August. And then here we're demoing our chat highlight here. So you can go ahead and click that link there if you want to check out more details. So we're super excited about that. Check it out. The next thing is we've rolled out an affiliate partner program. So for those of you that are power users of Session, we want to reward you. If you're bringing in a lot of people to the product itself, there's a way to monetize that now. So we have a 20% revenue share for affiliate partners for every paid customer they refer. And that's recurring commissions over time. You'll be paid as long as that person remains subscribed. We'll also host exclusive events. And then anyone who signs up through your link actually gets a credit towards a subscription. Thank you, August, again. The best offstage host. We appreciate you. Okay. So now I'm gonna let Alex take it into the exciting stuff, and I'll jump off stage and let you just, bask in all the glory. Okay.
Thank you, Lauren. Yeah, this is, and I have to say, everyone, I am so excited to talk about some of these features. I know it's been a while, but we've truly, I think, gone above and beyond. And let's start off with the first one. So, next slide, please. You'd probably have noticed already that Session is looking a little bit different to how it was last time we had one of these. And essentially what we've done is just did a small visual update that makes the whole aesthetic of a session much more harmonious. And so what does this mean for us? Essentially, we want to focus the user's attention onto the canvas of presenters and content. And the chat's still there. It's supplementary. So are the host controls, but it doesn't vie for your attention as much as it would have previously. I do want to give a shout out quickly. We've opened up Q&A. So any questions that you have about anything that you see so far, please throw it into the Q&A section. And at the end of the session, we'll come back and we'll answer some of your questions. And this could be about anything that you've heard from Lauren earlier, or about these new updates, or even things that are coming soon. So we'd love to hear your questions. Next one, please. So host chat, this is really cool. This is something that we've been using arduously just now. And so this allows you to, instead of using Slack or Teams or WhatsApp, you can actually now in session message your co-host to get them to check Slack. I'm just kidding. You can chat to each other in the chat here, in the host chat. And you should be able to, if anything comes up, you can like change tack, or you can discuss things in the chat area. And so this is something that we're really, really excited about, and we think will help a lot of our hosts in the near future. All right, next one. Let's go for it. So this is something that's really, really cool. And this is something that we've used in our sessions, I guess, internally for a while now. And it's something that we love, and we think that everybody else will love as well. And essentially, imagine you're, I don't know, in the meeting, in the session, whatever, and your Uber Eats driver pulls up and is about to deliver your order, and they ring on your doorbell. Instead of you having to like apologize awkwardly and switch off your mic and switch off your video for a second. I mean, you don't have to. You can just get up and leave. But you can hit the new BRB button on your AV bar, and I'll give a demonstration right now. You won't be able to hear me or see me for a sec, but this is what happens. How can something so small be so cool? Yeah, so we love BRB. Hopefully it doesn't affect engagement rates, but everyone seems to love BRB. And this is something that's I think live right now, so everybody can use in their own sessions. All right, moving on. This one is truly, truly cool. So in chat, everyone have a guess as to what we think this is. Like, what are we seeing here? What is this weird, crazy, random colored thing that we're looking at right now? I'll give us a couple of seconds if anyone has any ideas, any guesses. I'm seeing elderly in-laws, but I'm guessing that's not. All right. So let's go to the next slide. I can give it away. Essentially, I asked an AI to come up with a visual for limitless creativity, and this is what it came up with. And so what this is basically we've come up with a new feature that allows you to basically come up with whatever virtual background you want on the fly, and your creativity is the limit here. And so I'm going to demo it at the moment. I think if we can hide the screen share, so maybe I can like take up the full screen so you can see what's going on. So how this works is you open up your video settings and we'll do this live. So hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm kidding. This should be good. We open up our video settings, and then when you go to select virtual background, you'll now see. For me, it says it's not supported on this device. So Lauren, maybe if you can come up on stage and we can demo it together. But essentially, what will happen is, thanks,
Hi.
lifesaver.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a prompt.
Cool.
Give me a prompt.
So, what about London in the style of Cubism, for example? So pretty random. Let's see how that works.
Okay. Let's see. We'll go
So essentially, you type in the prompt and it thinks about it for a second, and then it gives you a virtual background. And you can do anything. You can literally have like hamster on the mountain or anything really. And we've seen some pretty fun ones in some of our sessions as well. So
I actually really like this. Yeah, Andrew Picasso. Okay, let's take one from the audience.
Yeah, come up with something crazy, just whatever prompt you can think of.
Yeah, I'm not looking at chat, so Alex, you read me the prompt.
Yeah, so we have Picasso style background, but rainbows for Pride Month. What about that?
Okay. Type fast enough. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, hold on one sec. Okay.
How does it look?
It's giving me, well, cool. I think I could regenerate a few times. There's a regenerate button, but you can keep regenerating if you don't like the first recommendation that it gives you. Will it save it? Yes, I think it will be in your. The next time you join a room, it will be in your virtual. It will still be set up as your virtual background. I don't know if it actually saves it though. That's a good question.
I think it saves it for the duration of the session, but
for the session,
if you rejoin, you'd have to either retype the prompt, or if it's already your background, then you can do it. But yeah, thank you so much for that, Lauren.
Yeah, I'll leave you.
Thank you. All right. So hopefully everyone can agree that's really, really cool. And maybe there's some engagement opportunities here that you can do with your audiences around certain icebreakers or anything you can think of with AI virtual backgrounds. Okay, let's go for the next one. So you may have heard of filters on Snapchat and Instagram, but filters are coming to Session, albeit in the history page. What we've done here is we've cleaned up the history page a little bit. And so as you can see here, we both have filters where you can filter by room and by session, but also the way they visually appear is you can now delineate the types of sessions you've been having, from webinars to meetings, et cetera, et cetera. So that's pretty cool. And for the rooms, you get to see who was in there, and for the larger webinars, you'll be able to see this icon with the amount of people and the recordings if you had a recording. So hopefully that will help us look through our history pages and find the sessions that we need. And we also have some other really cool updates that I can talk about a little bit later as to some of the things that are coming up that will boost this experience even further. All right, next up, we have the ability to switch on the stage in a meeting. And so what you can do is, if you're having a meeting in the general meeting theme, you can now toggle the stage on and off. And what this allows our hosts to do is to basically have greater flexibility in the narrative that you want to have with the audience. So maybe you enjoy the whole collaborative aspect of everybody on screen speaking, but at the same time, maybe there's a point in your session where you want to have a much more presentational format. And this allows you to do that really, really quickly on the fly, seamlessly, without even having to set up a new session or save it for later. So really excited about this, and hopefully we can see some usage in that in your sessions going forwards. Last but not least, we have some updates across the board. So first of all, again, this is quite obvious by now, but we've changed up the AV bar a little bit to include the raise hand and the BRB actions. We are now able to, as demoed earlier, substantially, that you can, if you're a host or a co-host, you can confetti your hosts that are on screen if you're not off screen, as you can see right now. So perfectly timed demo. And also within your dashboard, we have some updates. So you have a banner at the top that tells you how many rooms and sessions you've created. And also within the pop-up that comes up when you click on the upcoming session, you can see some of those quicker actions up front. So if you want to customize your registration, you have a call to action for that, just take you into that a little bit quicker. So that's it for our big pieces of work that we've done in the past 5-6 weeks that we've spoken with everyone. Now I want to talk about what's coming up. And there's some really exciting things. I feel like I've said exciting about 1 million times today, but some really cool things here. So let's go through the list. Enhanced appearance. This is something that we mentioned last time, and this is in its final stages. I think there's like a few tweaks that need to be done, and then we can release it. But essentially, this does some lighting correction, some touch up on the video feed. Before I talk about the next one, there's 2 things that presenters like or want. Number 1 is to not have to say next slide, and number 2 is a whole bunch of other stuff. But with number 1, we hopefully we can help out with that by having Google Slides and a better integration into it. And so what this enables you to do is, if a host uploads a Google Slide presentation, then any of the co-hosts can see actions to like skip a slide or to move a slide backwards and forwards. So it's up to whoever's presenting to control their cadence and their way of presentation. We have we want to make sure that session plays well with the tools that everybody uses, and so we have better third-party registration capability incoming. And what this means is that we've integrated with Zapier, and so if you use an external registration tool that can connect or integrate to Zapier, you should be able to make session and that platform work really well together, really seamlessly to control registrations. So watch out for that one. Again, we've been improving the mobile connectivity experience. We're going to give some love to Q&A. So things like moderation, being able to answer Q&A questions with text, being able to, and this is a really cool one. So you know how sometimes you're presenting, your host, and somebody asks a really cool question in the chat, and you're thinking, I wish you'd ask that in Q&A so that we can like formally answer it, or we can, if somebody's watching the recording back, they can look through the Q&A and see the questions. Well, you should be able to convert a question in chat into a Q&A, which is really, really cool. And the other thing, which is the little gift icon, is I don't want to speak too much about it, but hopefully it will drive much more engagement of Q&A and chat at the same time. So I don't want to talk about it too much, but hopefully you'll see something new in your sessions, and hopefully everybody loves it. Again, recurring sessions, I guess no need to say anything more here. It's pretty self-explanatory. I would say though that we would love to ask anyone in the audience right now who is hoping to host a recurring session or a series of sessions, if you would love to give us some feedback on how we're trying to figure out how to make session be able to provide recurring sessions, then maybe if you can drop a message in chat and we can follow up later, because we have some great ideas, but we want to make sure that we can refine it in a way that really helps our hosts. And finally, running with the theme of AI, we have AI summarization, and this will provide an overview of what's happened in the session. It will provide transcripts that will then, at some point in the future, will link really nicely with the videos. And also it will provide, you know, that one-line description of what happened in the room, in the session, in your history page. It should be able to provide a really cool one-line description of what happened in your room sessions if they were recorded. So that's it for me. Thank you for listening. It's been a lot to take in. Hope you enjoyed and are just as excited as I am about everything you saw today. And I think it's time for the Q&A.
You got it. Okay. So thank you for running through all of that. I know it was a lot to listen to and to present. So kudos to you. Can we give him some love with a little bit of confetti emoji down below? Thanks for running through all of it. Okay, so as we usually do, we spend a lot of time on Q&A. So we're going to get that started now. I know there's a mix of some, like Alex said, there's some questions in the chat, there's some in Q&A. So we'll do our best. We're going to run through Q&A first, and then we'll make sure to try and jump back to the chat questions. And if you feel like re-adding it to Q&A, that'd be great too. But again, I can't wait for that feature to convert them. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and sort questions by most popular. Can we have a new speaker link allowing people to join the stage by themselves, share screen and unmute, but not end the session by mistake? I would love this.
Yes.
I think I've asked for this as well.
Yeah.
As a session host.
We've spoken about this internally as well, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So noted, Maddie. Not on the roadmap currently, but I think it will end up there. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's see. Kent. Hello, Kent. In a recent webinar, we ran a poll using Slido. I had 2 hosts tell me they couldn't see the poll results even after they voted themselves. Any reports of this from other clients, or have you noticed this yourselves? I have not heard this reported, but let's follow up with you and walk through the exact way that you guys used it. I'm sure you used it as you should have, and we'll make sure there's not a bug that you guys experienced. So I have your contact, Kent. We'll get in touch.
Yeah. Also, Kent, just a quick one. We are thinking of creating like our own custom polls in session so that you wouldn't have to rely on Slido or anything else. And you should be able to see directly the output of like who clicked on what, if you need to, like where the engagement was from these polls.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Are custom fields on registration coming soon? Alex, I'll let you take that.
Yes. They're indefinitely on coming soon. I'm kidding. They are definitely going to come at some point. We are, I think for us, like we've heard a lot of ask for the custom fields, but we want to strike a balance of offering like a pragmatic solution of when you want to ask for certain things, but not have to like over engineer, because when you think about custom registration fields, it's like there's so many options, there's so many things you can do with it. And so we're trying to find the right balance to give you 80% of what you need, hopefully 100%.
Yeah.
Not go crazy, not make, because we pride session in being intuitive, and so we don't want to over engineer certain things.
Yeah, totally. Okay. Next one from Kent. Would be great if co-hosts could be restricted from certain things like starting the session live too early or simply cutting off the intro outro music.
Yeah.
There is nothing worse than killing the vibe too early, shutting off the music.
Indeed.
But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think there's a whole lot of things that could be done with permissions in general, right? So yeah, I would love to hear like what you do want a co-host to be able to do. And actually, is it more of what Maddie was asking? I think it was Maddie that was asking for, which was just like a speaker link, right? The ability to join the stage, but not really be able to control other aspects of the session. So let us know, Kent, in the chat, if that's kind of what you're thinking in terms of capability. Okay. What options are available for branding? Alex, you going to take that?
Yeah, we have a ton of options. I'm just going to pull up the options right now in my right-hand side panel. So you can choose, obviously, the background for the session itself. You can choose the colors that appear on all the call to actions. So like your primary brand color. There's a logo that you can upload, which then works on your registration page and also in the emails that get sent out. There's the registration page itself, if you choose to use registration, where you can put like a banner. And there's a few other things, I think, but I think colors, background, logo, that's your main brandability.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. Maddie coming in with all great questions today. I would love an option to turn a guest into a host without them having to leave to join. That would be cool.
Yeah.
To be able to promote someone to host status. But yeah,
I am curious.
Technically, I don't know.
Sorry, Lauren. I am curious to hear more about the reason why. Because you can bring somebody onto stage, I suppose, but giving them like host capabilities so that they can stop the music, as you heard earlier. I am curious to hear more about this, Matty.
Yeah, Maddie, it sounds like we need a follow-up conversation in general. You have lots of good questions. Okay. Can you live stream to LinkedIn and or upload a recording? Do you want to take this one, Alex?
You can definitely upload a recording, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can share. We have the ability to share a video via YouTube. So as the host, when I go to share my share icon, we have a native YouTube video integration. So as long as it's on YouTube, you can share it there. We do have RTMP in. So we will allow you to play a video, a pre-recorded video via RTMP, and that's available only on the business plan. So if that's something you're interested in, Julie, we can chat through that. But we don't stream out at this point.
Yeah.
To answer the first part of the question. Okay. Let me see here. We don't use Google Slides. Are other integrations possible? Good question.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's if you can put in chat which integrations you're interested in, I think we're definitely up for connecting to more and more platforms.
Yeah, completely. Okay, let me make sure okay, we have one unanswered question here. About branding, can you upload a specific new font? Ooh, that would be cool.
That would be cool. But at the moment you can't, no.
Yeah. Not yet, Annie, but it's a good idea. All right, so we have officially answered, I'm just double checking, all the Q&A. Have we missed any in chats? Let's see. I'm just going to take a quick scan, everybody.
Are you guys using Google Slides for this presentation? Yes, we are.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we are. Now I need to respond. Hannah wants to see a hamster on a mountain for a virtual background. So I'll do that in real time while you continue to.
Yeah. So there is a cool one. Is there a feature setting to open the chat for attendees to have conversations? So is this, oh wow, that is a hamster on a mountain, right?
Yeah, he's on a mountain.
So is this, and this is from Podcasters Directory, is this having the chat for attendees to open the chat like before a session is live? Or is this just like having a separate chat where attendees can just hang out?
Yeah, we would love to have a follow-up discussion.
Yeah.
Podcasters Directory. If you're willing to throw more comments in the chat, or we'll just follow up with you directly to chat through that, but it's interesting.
And we also have, can you have multiple hosts and delegate slide control versus next slide? You will be able to with the Google Slides integration for sure.
Correct.
Yeah, right now we're just sharing a tab. So the person who's sharing is the only person who can control that.
Cool.
How does this compare with Zoom? I am a little bit biased, I've got to say, but I think it's way better.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's that's fair. We are biased, but I would say, and I don't know if this is in relation to, this was an early question, so maybe this is in relation to the starter plan that we rolled out. If it's not, then just in general, I would say the visual oh, thank you, John. Answering, Kent, look at that. People answering for us in the chat. I think that first and foremost, we are focused on the user experience. So I think the first thing that you will notice when you join a session is that it feels different, right? And that's what we're going for. I think that one of the things that a lot of people struggle with existing tools, not just Zoom, is that they aren't something that feel super engaging and exciting to participate in. In addition, they're not customizable. So you all have brands that you have spent a lot of time, or your marketing teams have spent a lot of time building, yet they're very rarely represented in those experiences. And that's a big miss to not be able to have that continuity and experience. You know, you spend a ton of time on your website, on your emails, on your social media, yet your video gatherings are just kind of black boxes. And so we want to break that cycle and make it really feel like your own. And I think the other big difference is we provide a lot of engagement insights on the back end, which we hope that you use to actually feed into some of your marketing activities. So at the end of this, what I will see is an insights report, which tells me over the course of this session, how many attendees were here, how many over the course of the session, when were there peaks in confetti, where were there peaks in emoji reaction, when did chat go crazy? And so for me, I can actually then look at, okay, that timestamp and say, okay, at minute 20, we had a ton of engagement, and what were we talking about? Okay, maybe we should talk more about that, right? And do a specialized session on things like that. So you can use all of that insight to kind of feed back into your strategy for your next set of sessions. So either way, I think if you're kind of trying to compare the two, I'd say just use them both for meetings and see how you feel. And then, but we'd love to talk to you more about that if you wanted to hop on a call. Happy to answer more questions about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Really well said. Really well said.
Thanks.
There's can we simply upload a deck before the event if we don't use Google Slides or other apps?
Yes.
Now,
Cool.
that's not possible at the moment, but having said that, we are thinking of something that takes this to the next level. So not only slides, but any type of content in the future. So if you have some like demo videos you want to show, or if there's a stream that you want to set up or something else, we're hoping to give you this sort of like thing where you can like put your things that you're going to share later onto it, or your content. And then as you need to, you'll be able to like pull it on and off stage for a much more seamless experience. You don't have to like worry about like, oh, where's my screen share, or where's the video, or where's that content that I had somewhere that I need to share right now.
Yeah, I'm personally very excited about that. Okay, actually, we have more questions that came into Q&A, so I'm going to just jump
amazing
on stage. It'd be great to have an option to change our names, titles, and icons without leaving the session. Agreed.
Yes. This is most definitely on the roadmap. Yes. I can confirm that. Yes. It will happen.
It will happen.
Yes.
Okay. Maddie says a lot of people have some issues with session in, maybe they have older computers. I don't know if there's network issues too, Maddie, but I think Alex touched on the fact that we are doing a lot of optimizations. And so we're always, our engineering team is the best, and they're always working to try and improve the experience for lower bandwidth or older computers. But happy to talk to you more about specifically what systems are having problems.
Yeah.
And would love to hear what you think about like what a lighter version looks like. Okay, I'm going to mark that one. Philip, let's see. We'd love to host a series where people can register so we capture their detail. Then we are able to drop episodes week after week, keep the buzz going. Philip, you're the perfect candidate for recurring sessions, and you should talk to Alex and our product team about what you need. Because
this is almost the copy and paste of the user story that we were hoping to go for, right?
That's good. You guys did an excellent job then. So Philip, we'd love to talk to you if you're up for it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then last question for now. Let's see. Session, StreamYard, et cetera, are all separate things or a suite. They are all products which are built by Hopin. So they are separate in that you would have an account for Session, you would have an account for events, you would have an account for StreamYard, as an example. But if you are a business who is leveraging all of those products, then we have a great team who can help you work out, unified billing and things like that on a custom contract. So we obviously have one kind of centralized team that works on those types of things, but you do need separate accounts at this point.
Yeah. And it's all for, I think, quite significantly different use cases. So we work together, but still quite separate.
Exactly. Okay, cool.
Anything else? Have we managed it?
I don't know. We might have.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Just throw a few comments up here. Let's see.
Oh, the series idea sounds cool. The content queue.
Yeah. Thanks, Kent.
Sweet.
John shouting out the visual presentation. We appreciate that too. How are the comments popping up? Oh, we missed this one. This is a host feature. So actually when Alex and I go into the chat widget, we can actually hover over your message, and there's a little button which allows us to highlight. So I'm going to stop highlighting it and I'll highlight it again. But we love this feature. It's a really fun way for people who aren't on stage to still feel engaged and participate in the
Absolutely.
session.
And I think we mentioned this last time, but if there's a link in the message, then this thing that pops up becomes clickable. So it can take you,
Yeah.
you can promote links or other things.
Let me find one that we used earlier to talk about the new starter plan. So here, August shared earlier, you can click on that link in the highlight.
This is where everybody leaves the session now because they've clicked the link.
I know, that's true. No, better open out in a new tab.
Don't click it just yet, later on.
Yeah, later on. I'll close it just in case. Well, with that, I think, unless there's any final questions, we are done. We covered it all.
Amazing.
So kudos, Alex, for your
Thanks for
first
having me,
Town
Lauren.
Hall co-host experience. You did great. All right, I'm gonna throw a song in, unless Alex, you have one you want to play.
All good.
DJ. Okay. Here is some Lenny Kravitz for you all to enjoy. Actually, let's go ahead and play it. Here we go. Okay, and we're gonna leave the stage. Just enjoy the music. Thanks, everybody.